clothes for me. I don't know why you're in the basket. You're driving today.
No, I don't want to drive.
You're beaming me up, Scotty. That's your job.
Last week we got the last of our concrete poured, the roof completed, and most of the front wall framed on our addition build. This week we have a rented lift, so hopefully by the end of this week we are able to reach all of the projects that we were not previously able to reach, and we get Gabby much closer to being dried in time for fall. Okay, so admittedly, I do not feel very confident inside equipment. Usually Jeremy's the one driving.
That makes me feel really good as I hop in the basket.
Get in the basket. You're gonna be great. So he gave me a crash course. Maybe we should use a different word. It's gonna go great.
To get started with this week's work, we're actually going to begin by sheeting the very top of hopefully both side walls. There's a couple added benefits that come along with this. With working on this side to begin with, we're going to be in the shade. This is supposed to be the hottest week of the year, so we're going to try to stay in the shade as much as we can. Also, this will allow for Melissa to become more and more familiar with operating the telehandler lift, since this is new to us and it's a little scary.
I'm a bad driver.
Yeah, confirmed she is.
Only I can say that.
Let's go. More sheathing.
Sheathing.
More sheathing. Get this knocked out today, huh? What do you say?
I say yes.
Maybe. Hopefully.
That is an affirmative maybe.
It's number one.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Kenji, you're supposed to be the safety inspector, and you are not being safe today, or any day. I'm pretty sure Kenji's been trying to squish himself for the past 3 years, and we just won't let him. What do you have to say for yourself? Huh? You look cool, man. I'm almost completely convinced.
Yeah.
Except for the shoes. You look cool. Are you hot?
Yeah.
It looks really hot.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we should try summer clothes. You guys will probably remember my mama robin that decided to build her nest in the corner of our addition build on the inside. So I decided that I didn't want to disrupt them because there are 2 little blue eggs in there. But unfortunately, her nest was hanging over where the sheeting needs to go. So I very carefully lifted it off and put it on the ground just temporarily. And I've been watching to see if Mama Robin notices. I really hope she doesn't come back and realize that the nest has been moved, because I'm afraid that she won't come back. But there was literally no way around it, or we wouldn't be able to sheet our house. So I put it on the ground. As soon as we get that very last corner sheet up, I'm gonna put it back, and I'm gonna hope she doesn't notice or smell me on the nest or anything like that. But fingers crossed it works out.
Okay, we're going to be securing the final sheet to this side of the addition here on Gabby. Last one for this wall. Great feeling. But before we did that, I want to address really quickly why it is that we are running these sheets up to the bottom of our trusses rather than notching things out and covering that space between each truss. We're going to be using a vented soffit system for this roof, much like we did on the house. So eventually what you'll have is some pine boards run across here. Those will have some vents that are set within them. We'll use baffles on the interior at the top of our wall to make sure we have a gap there for airflow. Should look really, really nice. We're going to wrap up this last little section, get some lunch, and then do the other side. Let's go eat. Man, it's hot in the sun now.
What about the birds?
Huh?
I gotta put the birds back.
You gonna deal with that?
Yeah.
You got it.
All right, like I said, from what I saw, I did not see Mama Robin return. I think because we're working in this area, so she didn't want to. So hopefully she has no idea that we temporarily moved her nest. It's back where it was, and we'll just watch and see if she comes back. All right, we got everything done over on side number 1. Now we get to move back into the shade here on side number 2. I'm feeling very nervous about the basket because we have to now contend with the house.
Are you now a basket case?
I'm a total basket case because I don't want to wreck our siding or our roof or our anything.
Just be careful. We should be fine. It is very tight back here, but we should be a-okay.
No pressure?
No pressure. I think our compressor has finally given up.
No.
Given up the ghost. Not working. We've been having issues with our compressor for 2 years. Pretty much since we were building the house, and I keep putting off buying a new one, but I think it's finally giving out on us.
Maybe it made the decision for us.
RIP. That thing is so old. My dad gave me that compressor back when we moved, but he actually purchased it when I was still in high school, so that thing's like 25 years old. It's time for a new one. Well, Big Red has been real.
Oh, don't name it. It makes it so much sadder.
Oh, all the builds, the tiny home, the shed, pump house, the house.
Oh,
You almost made it, buddy.
I feel like we should have a funeral.
You almost made it. Well, since we no longer have a compressor, this means I'm gonna have to wake up early tomorrow morning, drive into town, buy a new one. Finally. Should have done this years ago. It's unfortunate. We did get some work done today, but not nearly as much as we had planned.
Yeah, we have a lot that we need to get done while we have this lift, and so we really need to be rolling. But unfortunately, stuff happens, things break, and we'll pick it up tomorrow.
It's gotta roll with the punches.
Today, Kira and I are going to can our cherries. We love cherry cobbler in the wintertime, and canning cherries is super easy to do. We're just gonna cold pack them and then put a simple syrup in here. We're going to be using raw honey, so it's just 2 cups of raw honey to every 4 cups of water. All right, while our simple syrup heats up, we're gonna cold pack our cherries. Okay, so we're just gonna take them and fill our jars as much as possible, but you never wanna smush your cherries, right? We wanna keep them nice and firm. We'll just fill all our jars. Be super careful because it's hot, hot, hot. It smells like tea. Okay. Well, the first batch processes in the water bath, and we're going to refill these. That makes it process for 25 minutes, then we'll get these ones in. And now come December, we will have delicious cherry cobbler. While I wait for Jeremy to get back from the store, the kids reminded me that it is time to take their vitamins. It's really funny because once we started using Mary Ruth probiotics and vitamins, they never let me forget. It's probably because they think they taste like candy, but I think they also understand that they're really good for them. I am really loving the Mary Ruth products because they can be used for the whole family. It is super common for me to pop some of the kids' vitamins when I'm giving them to them, mostly because I just really love them. I originally discovered Mary Ruth when I was looking for a kids-friendly probiotic because Kira's got a super sensitive tummy, and I absolutely love that most of the product line from Mary Ruth was organic. So we are using the organic kids probiotic gummies. These support gut health, tummy comfort, and they also offer some immunity support as well. The cool thing is these actually look and taste just like a strawberry fruit snack, but they have all natural coloring and flavors, so you don't get all the junk that you get with other gummies. I also ordered these organic kids immunity gummies because they are formulated with zinc, vitamin C, and of course elderberry, which has been used for centuries to support the immune system. So our kids are taking one of the probiotics and two of the immunity gummies, but this is not only for kids. Mary Ruth has liquids, capsules, sprays, beans, gummies, pretty much something for everyone. To try Mary Ruth for yourself, just click the link down in our description below and use our code MRO Simple Living to get 20% off Mary Ruth products on Amazon. This offer works for new and existing customers, and when you are on Amazon, make sure that you are buying products from Mary Ruth Organics, not a third party. I hope you guys love these products as much as our family does. So that's it, huh?
She's a beaut, Clark. She's a beaut.
She's teal.
Oh, it's nice. I like it. Small, compact, it's on wheels.
It's yeah.
It'll get the job done.
It's better than Big Red.
Better than what we had. It's not 25 years old, so.
All right, so we are getting another very, very late start. It's already late afternoon because Jeremy had to make the long trek into town, which literally took him hours, and Kira and I were canning all morning and afternoon. We are in that weird time of the year where everything feels like it's crunch time. We have to get our bill dried in, but we also have to get all of our food preserved for the fall and winter. So we're trying to balance our time the best we can. We'll get it all done, but it's gonna take some time. But for today, we are going to finish what we meant to get done yesterday. And I think I'm just gonna stay in the shade until you need me. It's so hot in there. A little dome of doom. A little doom dome. All right, we have a bit of a predicament on our hands now that we are in the breezeway, as we are told it is called. We cannot get the basket up and over that without hitting the eaves of the roof or knocking the whole wall down. So we're gonna have to use a ladder, but just trying to get the piece up through the narrow hallway is going to be kind of tricky, so we're going to figure this out as we go. This whole area is going to be really difficult, just siding up in that gable end and taping them all off and everything. It's just going to be tricky. We're going to have to really take our time with this section.
Bed made your favorite coat, blanket, cold window, watching falling snow, take to the street, tear all the mirrors down, shake up the stomping ground, wait for the siren sound, call out to sea. When you wake up, you'll see it all. This time tomorrow will be empty your suitcase, close the door, we'll run forever, forever on. We'll run forever, forever on. Pack up the night we met, keep all the words said, throw out the lone regret, head for the sun. Don't wait to catch our breath, what lies for us ahead, no trace of where we
Okay, success. Jeremy is finishing up the last sheet. He's going to ride her out the window, and then we're going to call it a day because it is really, really hot out here. So tomorrow we're going to start a lot earlier, and we are going to conquer that really difficult section of the back wall that we were unable to reach before we had the lift.
Now that Melissa and I have those two side walls fully sheeted, looking really good, it is time for us to change things up a little bit.
Yes, today we are finally conquering the back wall. About 2 weeks ago, we did the side portions, but we weren't able to do the center because that's where the stairwell is and we had nowhere to stand. So now that we have the lift, we can balloon frame that section.
It is a crazy, crazy hot day today. Let's try to stay cool and get as much done as we can. We had all this bracing that was set in place by the roofers to secure the gable and truss. We have to remove those now because they're in the way. So been hammering away at that. This is the last one we need to get out of here. Once we get that moved, we will attach our top plate to that gable truss and start measuring for studs.
All right, so we have come up with a strategy because I need to not only get Jeremy up there on the lift, but then I need to run around and get on a ladder and actually control the bottom half of this. So we're gonna try to do 3 at a time because we have 10 to do, and if we're doing them one by one, it's just gonna be a lot of trips and a lot of running around. So Jeremy's going to hold it up there, up in the basket. We're going to mark them, and then once we get him up there with the piece cut, I'm gonna run around. I'm gonna try to tack in or toenail the bottom. He's going to attach the top, and then we will just go stud by stud.
Simple as that.
That sounds so confusing. All right, shooting you up there. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, those first 4 went surprisingly very, very well. I think our system is working the best that it possibly can be. We're gonna take a quick water break and then we've got 6 more to do. It's gotta be 100 degrees, right?
Close to it if not, it's hot.
100 degrees.
Time to me came no pleasure without pain, no love without heartbreak, respect, reflection, say. When we were young, forever seemed the longest time. To our naive tongues and the trust in our hope-filled eyes. For all my days, for all my days, and I got your love, I won't let it go away.
Oh my gosh, we're done.
Done.
All we have to do is sheet it.
I'll say that. Only way to cool down after a hot day's work is to soak in a horse trough with some 48-degree water. Woo! Oh, that's nice.
Better?
Much better. Woo! I feel alive.
This was the hottest week of the year so far, and we are really feeling the work right now. Probably because we have been endlessly building for the past 3 years. But this evening, after the heat subsided and the work halted, I was just watching the children play with the horses. And I was thinking to myself, what if the very first time that I saw Jeremy, that one afternoon 20 years ago in the gym, what if I got just a little glimpse of what that future would look like? Would I even believe it? Together, we have built this place, and within it, we have put all of what we love the most. And now when I look around, I see my entire world here. And this is why we do the freezing cold and the blistering heat. We do it because we are building home. And of all the things that we could put our energy and our focus into, is there anything more important than building home?